Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
The question of guns in schools is being raised at the North Dakota State Capitol again this year. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. North Dakota lawmakers are looking at a bill that would allow a person with a conceal and carry permit to carry a firearm inside of a school.
But as Valley News Team's Krista Baim learned, it has some schools and parents on edge.
A gun in your hand is a big responsibility. The idea of putting one into a teacher's hand is unthinkable for Hillsboro Superintendent Paula Peterson.
If a teacher were to get this, or a principal or a superintendent, what a great responsibility it would be, and everyone would look for that person to act. So that really scares me.
But it's been put into the hands of North Dakota lawmakers by Valley City Representative Dwight Kiefert, who wants trained teachers to be able to conceal and carry, especially in smaller schools. Back in December, Kiefert was ready then to present his proposal in Bismarck.
Our schools right now are virtually unprotected in the rural area. We've got a lot of schools that have almost a 30-minute response time.
But Superintendent Peterson says Hillsboro schools have tough enough security with locked doors in and out, plus cameras.
It would muddy the waters a little bit, and I don't like the idea of teachers and principals having that authority to take someone's life or to injure somebody.
Even with the proper training, Dryberg, who has 4 children in school, says those with conceal and carry permits may not be ready to react properly, a situation he has seen before during a drill at another school.
We had a lockdown drill where we didn't have students in the school, and we had a SWAT team come in and they shot me as a teacher accidentally.
An accident that could have turned out differently, and a concern for parents and faculty if the responsibility were put in their hands. In Hillsboro, Krista Baim, Valley News Live.
Now, the question of guns will be brought up in North Dakota legislature. A House committee will look at the bill Tuesday before making a recommendation. Keep in mind, the bill as proposed leaves it up to the individual school district to make the final decision. A similar bill made it through the House 2 years ago, but it failed in the Senate.
A study found last year that half of us have had our personal information exposed, and President Obama says that he wants to do something about it. He's proposed a bill asking quicker confessions from companies once they've been attacked. It will give hacked companies 30 days to fess up to customers. He says recent hackings have proved that there are no uniform practices for alerting customers after an attack. A local bank manager says while it would help consumers and banks, it would be pretty tough for companies.
It would help. In some cases, it could be difficult to notify them in that short of a time frame.
Now, a similar bill failed last year, and committee members who reviewed it say 30 days is not feasible and in some cases could impede on criminal investigations. But it's still unclear if Congress will take up Obama's proposal.
Fargo's police department is growing to meet the needs of its growing community. A third substation is being added in South Fargo near the CVS pharmacy on 13th Avenue South. Police Chief Dave Todd says the growing community has led to more service calls, and it can be a balancing act for officers.
It becomes a balance of your time. I mean, if you're spending more time taking accident reports, taking theft from vehicle reports, picking up shoplifters, dealing with robberies, that is less time to work traffic in a neighborhood. It is less time to do some of the proactive, preventive things that we like to do to affect crime. But the officers are still doing those things, but it's becoming more and more challenging.
This year, 7 more police officers were added to the size of the Fargo Police Department.
It's a cost of time and resources to the community that is much higher than most people think. This morning, a tow truck had to remove a stalled SUV off railroad tracks after the driver, who was under the influence of alcohol, just left the vehicle there. Then another impaired driver lost control of their car and ended up on the frozen Red River. Valley News Team's Peter Gay-Klahar looks at the costs of incidents like this.
Lately, the Valley has seen its fair share of hit and runs, and some where persons just left their car behind. But what is the cost for these risky drivers?
We really need to look at totality of the circumstance. What was the actual expense? What was the actual cost to the city? Is it just the cost of doing business associated with serving the citizens of Fargo? Or was there something more?
The answer is, it depends. But one thing is for sure, you may have to deal with additional fees like using up the city's resources unnecessarily.
You know, the city certainly has the ability to charge people for that type of behavior that causes them to incur a cost associated with doing that. That's something we don't do very often, but based on a variety of circumstances, could that happen? And has it happened? Yes.
Since the start of the year, the police dispatch has logged 29 reckless driving incidents and 56 impaired driver incidents. Authorities say these are preventable incidents that takes away from our police officers.
We still have a finite number of officers on the streets at any given time, and it doesn't really, it just shifts those priorities around when we're dealing with somebody that has that bad type of behavior. And it's not uncommon for us to tie 1, 2, maybe 3 officers up on dealing with something like that for a short period of time. And that's, you know, resources we could take somewhere else.
So before you get in front of the wheel impaired, you may be banking up some additional consequences. Pitigay Klahar, Valley News Live.
Now, Lieutenant Vettel says that they will look into both of these DUIs from this morning to see if they will press any more charges in these cases.
New floodplain maps go into effect in just a few hours, and that means you could soon be paying for flood insurance. The new FEMA maps will be used to determine who has to pay for flood insurance coverage. Mortgage companies may now require homeowners to pay up even if your property line only borders the flood zone. It's expected to work like this. Homeowners pay $400 a year for 2 years.
And then after those 2 years is up, it'll start increasing around 18 to 30% each year until you reach that new premium amount.
And that premium amount could reach as high as $4,000. The best advice, call your insurance agent to find out how these maps may affect you.
There's a push within the North Dakota University system to keep certain student information out of public records requests. A bill has been proposed to exempt students' email addresses, home addresses, and telephone numbers. It was prompted after Odney Advertising requested student information during the last election. Odney's president says it has the right to request this info and allow students to opt out of receiving emails.
So to somehow take this class of students out and say, you know what, we're going to protect these students who are old enough to go to war, many of which are old enough to go to local establishment and have a cocktail, and put this kind of a bar. I also say, then where do we draw the line?
We give the student a .edu address for it's their personal email address. They use it for the entirety of their college career, and it's not just for work purposes or school purposes. It is in fact a personal email address.
Higher ed officials say students' personal email addresses are different from an employer's email addresses. Now, that could be subject to public record requests. Now, if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline 701-237-6576 and leave your tip with us.
Despite 4 fire deaths this month in Minnesota, officials are encouraged by a continued downward trend in fire fatalities over the 3 decades ago. The number of people killed in fires last year is down 7% from 2013. There were 41 fire fatalities in 2014 in Minnesota, and that compares to 44 in 2013 and 50 in 2012. The walls are up, and so is a sign. Chipotle is here. Many people are excited to see the construction in progress for this new restaurant in Fargo. It'll be along 45th Street South of the new Prairie Stone Shopping Center. An opening date is not known just yet.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
A Minnesota Arctic explorer has something to be very proud of. Lonnie Dupree is the first person to successfully make it to the top of Alaska's Mount McKinley alone in January. The mountain is North America's highest peak. Weather conditions can be challenging on the mountain during the winter, to say the least. Winds are said to exceed 100 miles an hour, and the temps can drop to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice work, and thank God you got a camera.
Yeah.
So the next time it gets cold here, we got to remember those kind of things.
Right.
Exactly.
But I don't want to see that snow, and I don't want to see those temperatures.
No.
And we're not going to see anything like that. No
Wow.
negative numbers for the foreseeable future, but we will see some sloppy weather as we head through the weekend. Taking a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, we've got some low cloudiness here in Fargo, and temperatures continue to slowly drop on off after today's high of around 35. We've drop down to 25, and it feels more like 15. Those winds out of the north and northeast at 10 miles per hour. Do keep in mind, if you haven't been out and plan on going out over the next little while, all that snow that we had melt and so water and slush on the area roadways, that is refreezing on the area roadways. Some slick conditions out there. Off towards the north, still cold in Baudette, 3 there. 7 in Roseau, 16 in Thief River Falls, 20 in Bemidji. Some cold air continues to filter in. From the northeast to the southwest, some cold temperatures out there and some cold wind chills out there as well. As cold as 10 below in Baudette, -5 in Roseau, 13 in Jamestown, and 4 the current wind chill out into Devil's Lake. We have seen a little bit of light snow in the northern valley, and the area of snow we saw earlier this evening off towards the east, that has dissipated and moved off towards the east, and we've got more developing, and we'll see that chance for some isolated snow showers tonight, and not going to amount to a whole lot, but it will be enough to create a few slick spots. It looks like the best chance will be from about the Devil's Lake area through Fargo, Moorhead, and down into the Lakes country for maybe a light dusting of snow as we head through the overnight hours, and that will quickly dissipate as we head towards tomorrow morning. Northern Plains relatively quiet, and much of the country quiet until you get into the northwestern U.S., where we've got a lot of heavy rain in the lower elevations and a lot of heavy snow. In the upper elevations, some showers and some thunderstorms for North Carolina down through South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, and some lake effect snow making its way through the eastern Great Lakes. For us, as we head through the rest of the night, again, we'll have an area of snow that'll try and develop as we head through the next several hours. And again, some very cold air off towards the north, some warm air off towards the west, and in between that, we're going to see that chance for a little bit of snow during the overnight hours. By tomorrow morning, we'll see some partly to mostly cloudy skies. Could still see some flurries around, maybe even a little bit of freezing drizzle as we head through tomorrow. There's a lot of southerly winds that bring in not only more heat, more warmth, a little bit of moisture overriding. That could give us a little freezing drizzle as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. And then tomorrow night, as the system makes its way on in and into Saturday, we'll have a chance for some sleet, some freezing rain, and some snow. And on top of that, we'll have a lot of wind as we head through the day on Saturday. Make some tough travel as we head through the first half of the weekend. Tomorrow morning here in Fargo, I think we'll get down to around 18. It'll feel colder than that with some easterly breezes around. Could see a few flurries, maybe even a little bit of freezing drizzle. 23 by your noontime hour with a slow warm up. And as we head through the rest of the day, warming on up into the upper 20s. A lot of clouds around, maybe a flurry or two. Better chance of that wintry mix developing through the overnight hours, and that will continue on into Saturday. And again, could see some sleet, freezing rain, snow on Saturday, and we could see winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. So a tough travel day is possible on Saturday, especially the northern 2/3 of the valley. After that, yeah, we're going to cool down a touch, but still temperatures at to well above normal as we head through much of next week. Right now, it looks like a chance for some snow showers on Monday and again on Tuesday. But at this point, it doesn't look like a big deal. Maybe some minor accumulations on Tuesday.
Yeah, but those temperatures are still pretty nice for this time of year.
January, yeah,
wow.
We can't beat that.
We're riding away.
Exactly. Thanks, Robert.
Yep.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, is a trip to the movie theater going to be a thing of the past? Why more people are skipping theaters to see their favorite films?
Up next, we bring you the story of the first person to control 2 artificial limbs just by thinking it.